another on a diagram. Let's look at the question for this video. The bearing of point G from point O is 97 degrees. The bearing of point H from point G is 250 degrees. Illustrate this information graphically. So you have been given two bearings here. The first one is the bearing of point G from point O. That is the first one. And the second one is the bearing of point H from point G. So you solve or you represent each one of them on the same diagram. Let's tackle the first part. The bearing of point G from point O is 97 degrees. So you draw a diagram. The bearing of point G from point O, it means that our starting point is point O. The angle we are supposed to measure is 97 degrees. We know that 97 degrees will fall between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So it means that we are going to measure from 90 degrees in the clockwise direction. Now, what do we add to 90 degrees in order to get 97 degrees? The answer is 7. So you measure 7 in the clockwise direction from 90. So you measure 7 in the clockwise direction, then we draw the line. So our starting point is O. We have indicated that. We have also drawn the angle, which is 97 degrees. The ending point is point G. So you indicate that point G. So we are done with the first part. The bearing of point G from point O is 97 degrees. We have been able to represent that. Let's move on to the second part. The bearing of point H from point G. The bearing of point H from point G, and that is 250 degrees. So it means that our starting point is point G. That is the point G that we have been able to indicate here, or that's the point G that we have indicated here. So what do? We draw this diagram here on point G. We draw the horizontal line and the vertical line, and we indicate the angles here on point G because we are going to take the bearing from point G. I hope that is clear. The first part, the ending point was point G. The second part, the starting point is on point G. Because the starting point is on point G, we are going to draw this diagram here with the angles indicated on it like this so that we can take the new bearing from point G. So the starting point is point G. The angle is 150 degrees. So we know that 150 degrees is between 180 degrees and 270 degrees. So we measure from 180 degrees in the clockwise direction. So you ask yourself, what should we add to 180 degrees in order to get 250 degrees? The answer will be 250 degrees minus 180 degrees, which is 70 degrees. If you add 70 degrees to 180 degrees, you're going to get 250 degrees. So you draw the angle. You have drawn the angle 70 degrees. You know the starting point, which is G. You have been able to indicate it. The ending point is point H. So you indicate that one also, point H on the diagram. So you see that on this same diagram, you have been able to indicate the first bearing and the second bearing. As I said, drawing diagrams for bearings is very, very important because when you get to distance bearing problems, we are going to draw a lot of diagrams for the questions that have been given to us. So it's important that you understand how to draw the diagrams now. Did you enjoy this video? I hope you did. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos.